Well, former Foreign Minister Bob Carr is accusing the Israel lobby of having undue influence on Julia Gillard as Prime Minister, something its representatives deny.
In a new memoir, Mr Carr tells all about being the nation's top diplomat, complaining about substandard travel and making unflattering observations about those he met.
They say any publicity is good. That's the former Foreign Minister's approach to promoting his new memoir.
Second printing, maybe a third printing already underway.
Proceeds go to a children's charity, but some observations of his 18 months as Foreign Minister are less than charitable, from complaints of bad food in business class to not being given airline pyjamas.
The experience of struggling off one flight in a rumpled suit and going straight to a meeting with Hillary Clinton, I got to be honest with you, if you get a little sleep, you perform better. And I was representing Australia.
He says his candid daily diary is a window on government and the pressures on a chief diplomat.
I make no apologies for providing people with a darn good story.
It's certainly that. He divulges private conversations with colleagues and foreign dignitaries, details his obsessive exercise routine and describes himself as having the strength of 16 gladiators. But it's what he's saying about the influence of the Israel lobby on then Prime Minister Julia Gillard that has some of his colleagues most upset.
But I did resent them using influence with the then Prime Minister's office to tell me that even expressing concern about Israeli sentiments could not be permitted.
The Australian-Palestinian Advocacy Network agrees.
I think that we're being inconsistent with our own political position. On both sides of politics, we support a two-state solution. And yet, if we give comfort to Israel in its settlement program, we undermine that position.
In a United Nations vote on Palestinian observer status in 2012, Australia abstained after then Senator Carr and many cabinet colleagues overruled Julia Gillard, who'd wanted to change policy and vote no. Bob Carr blames the lobbyists for Israel.
The views of Julia Gillard on Israel were not the product of any lobbying by the Jewish community.
And I think they just pushed too hard.
Multicultural groups have as much right to push their barrow as anyone else.
Jewish Labor MP Michael Danby is calling him a bigot.
For the reasons that he's creating the stereotype, yes, I believe he is.
In the Department of Foreign Affairs, the stories of Bob Carr's demands as minister are legend. He's being described privately by some as extremely difficult. Others are using different terms.
Bob, people are not laughing with you, they're laughing at you.
Bob Carr says he doesn't care what anyone calls him as long as it sells books.
And Karen Middleton joins us now from Canberra. Karen, the